asked the officer that, am I going to die? Is my baby going to die? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again, and if you're new to my channel, then welcome to my channel. My name is Hala and I make educational beauty videos, and this is my second makeup and murder series video. So we will do a makeup look, just a makeup look, no party, no nothing. I'm just going to do a good makeup look, a glam makeup look, while talking about the case of Fawziyah Javed. First thing is first, not to prime is a crime, as Nikki tutorial says. So we are going to prime our face using the Maybelline Instant Pore Eraser Primer. Okay, now talking about the Fawziyah Javed case. Fawziyah Javed was an employment lawyer. She lived in Leeds. She was, as is described by everybody, she was a very nice girl. She carried her heart on her sleeve and she worked with a lot of charities. She was a strong-willed, intelligent, and a very, very sweet girl. Now we will color correct our dark circles. All the products will be mentioned in the description box below, so I wouldn't be mentioning all of them right here while doing my makeup. She was the only child, and obviously she was much loved and supported. She used to take her parents along everywhere, like they used to go everywhere, they used to vacation everywhere together. So they were really happy. Obviously they were, you can see in the pictures. This is how Fawziyah's life was. Now one day, I don't exactly know the year, but one day Fawziyah and her mom went to Vision Express. Vision Express is a shop where you get your eyes checked. It's very famous. So she went with her mom to get her mom's eyes checked there, and that's where she met Kashif Anwar, who was an optical assistant over there. So they got acquainted. The mother said, because now you're listening to everything from the mother's, like what the mother said. So she said that on the first look, like even chatting, he looked really nice, very nice, and he was very sweet, very nice, very well mannered. So they liked him obviously. But at that time, like, it wasn't the case that they saw him and they were like, oh, he's a good match for a wedding or all that. It wasn't the case. So it's just like they met there, they had a chat, and you know, they all, like the mom was there as well. But then afterwards, one day, because as Fawziyah used to work in the city, because you know she was an employment lawyer, so she met Kashif over there, and he told her that she was exactly the kind of girl that he was looking to get married to, and hence they both started dating. This was in August 2019 when they both started dating, and they were really happy together. I mean, she enjoyed his company, they went on trips. She liked his company, and you can see, like in every picture, Fawziyah is always laughing. Like one of her friends said that she remembers Fawziyah always, when she remembers Fawziyah, she always remembers her as laughing, because she was always laughing, and her laugh was very infectious, and you can see her smiling in every picture. She does seem like a very nice and sweet girl. So now they started dating in 2019, and by July 2020, that is nearly a year after they started dating, like almost 11 months, they got engaged. When they were going to get engaged, like they were going to buy their engagement rings, the mom told that she was in the car and Fawziyah was in the car. Fawziyah was driving the car, and Kashif actually was sitting there, like Kashif was a passenger as well. So they were going to get the rings, the engagement rings. Fawziyah told Kashif to wear his seat belt, which he was not wearing. So she told him to just wear the seat belt. And the mom said that Kashif started swearing, and he was like proper mad, and whole, like he completely changed, and it's like kind of scary. So he just started screaming and calling, you know, swearing a lot and all that. He didn't even care that her mom was there. Now that was the first red flag. I mean, the mom was in shock, and this was the first red flag for the mom. But the mom said that he was very ashamed, and he actually asked, like, he said sorry to the mom, and he said, actually, I was very like upset because of my exam. Apparently, he was giving some exams, so he was really confused about that, like upset about that. So that's why he lost his temper. But he was really sorry, and that it would not happen again. I'm going to be highlighting. For that, I'm using L'Oreal Paris Infallible concealer in the shade Pecan 330, and before this I applied Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 40 Caramel. So now what happened is that, fast forward to December 2020, they both got married. And because it was COVID, all the restrictions and everything, not many of, like, apart from family, not a lot of people came to the wedding. Both of them looked really happy together. Like, obviously she was always smiling, he was with her, and they both really looked happy, like genuinely looked happy together. Also, Fawziyah went to live with like Kashif's parents. Kashif was living with his parents, and she also moved in the family home with his parents. What happened is that one day Fawziyah's mom said that she came to visit their home. Like, obviously, after girls do go to their parents' home to stay there for some time, so she went to their home to stay. And the mom said that I was downstairs and I heard the boy's voice on the phone, like they were both talking to each other. She did go on and record the whole call. In the recording, Kashif said to her that in terms of moving forward, what are you going to do? Are you going to come back like I have told you to? Fawziyah said, I don't have the answer to that. So he said, this is the last time I'm calling you, and after that I'm not going to be bothered about you. And if you don't come home tomorrow, like if you don't come home tomorrow, I'm not going to be bothered about you. I'm going to be very blunt that your mom and dad want you out of my life anyways, as they want their little Fawziyah back. And she said, I'm not coming tomorrow. To that, Kashif said, fine, don't come back. I'm not going to call you. Delete all the photos. You're a disease in everyone's life. The sooner you'll be dead or out of my life, it'll be better. My God. And then afterwards, like, he called again, a little while after he called again, and he said, come back, you're not a man. Start behaving like a woman and do as your husband has told you. Come back tomorrow. Don't be that British woman. I'm telling you now, it's not going to work. You're coming back tomorrow because you were told to. To that, Fawziyah said, Fawziyah started crying, and she said, why don't you, all that I'm asking is, you need to change. Why don't you change? I don't have a say in all this. And to that, he said, well, since the day I met you, I have always been dominant with you. I have not changed even a single bit. Why did you ruin my life? And Fawziyah replied, you ruined my life. And to that, he replied, I tell you this, you end this and I will ruin your life. Fawziyah said, yeah, you have already said that to me so many times. And Kashif said, but you know what, Fawziyah, I mean it. So that was like a proper threat. Like, he threatened her twice, saying that, firstly, the sooner you are dead or out of my life, the sooner it'll be better. And secondly, he said that if you end this, like the whole relationship, I will ruin you. And this time, I mean it. So the mom heard all of this. Mom knew that what was he doing with Fawziyah. So now what happened is that she went back. The mom told her not to go back, but she went back to Kashif. Then what happened was that one day she came home to mom. The mom told Fawziyah, you need to tell the police about it. So she called the police at their home, and the police came. Like, they took her statement, you can say. She told the police that one time Kashif actually took a pillow, put it on her face, and then started punching the pillow. And I mean, when the police woman asked her, like, does he hit you? And she was like, no, he has not hit me. Like, no, he's not like that. Like, he does not hit me. Like, to be very honest, like, what she meant was, he does not hit me directly, as you can say. So she said that no, he just, once he took a pillow, put it on my head, and he started punching the pillow. To that, the policewoman said that that is abuse, that is deemed as abuse. So she told her that she can file a report or anything, whatever she wants. So Fawziyah said that no, she does not want to do anything at the moment. She said that I just want you to add it in your report. Like, I want you to report it so that it's logged in, like it's in your system that he did this to me. And also she told that once he knocked Fawziyah unconscious in a graveyard, like she fainted over there. He hit her or not, I don't know the details of that, but it happened. So she just wanted them to log all of this information. After this, the mom said that she told Fawziyah, she said that okay, you need to come back, like come on, come back, don't go back to him, you need to come back home. And Fawziyah told of oh yes, along that, Fawziyah also told the policewoman that he stole £12,000 from Fawziyah's account when she was sleeping. He just logged on from her mobile and he stole £12,000 from her account. So now what she wanted was, what she told her mom was that I want that money back. So I'm not coming back until I get that money back. I am going to get that money back and then I will leave him for good. And then she went back home, like to her husband's home. After some like time, she came to the house with her husband, bearing the news that she is expecting. She was really happy. She was like genuinely happy. You can hear the happiness in her voice. Like, she was really happy. So now what happened is, one day she was in the ward, like in the antenatal ward or the gynae ward. I think in the antenatal ward. She went there. She was admitted there for some checkup or something. So over there, the kashif was also with her. Over there, the nurses were, I'm not going to prime my eyelids. I'm just going to apply a darker shade. I'm not going to prime them. So over there, the nurses were there changing, or I don't know, the duty was being changed, something like that. So a nurse overheard them, like they were fighting, like quite loudly, like Kashif was actually yelling. And what the nurse heard him say was that I regret the day that I married you. Why did you come into my life? And then he went on to say, it will be better if during the labor one of you die, so that we both can be free of each other. I mean, the nurse even was in tears when she was telling this, because she was like, this is like over here, everybody is in a very critical state. Like, they're here, pregnant women are here, and even his wife is giving birth to their child, and he is telling her that it will be good if she or the kid who would die during childbirth. I mean, how twisted is that, honestly? So this happened, and she told her mom this. Obviously, the mom again asked her to leave him, and she said yes, she will, but she went back again. Now the CCTV picked up another incident. One day she was like walking, like she's out of her house, I don't know, they fought or what. So she came out and he came in the car. The car stopped, and the CCTV can clearly show that he grabbed her by the arm and just pushed her aside along the car, and just like, held her by the neck. And he was saying something to her, I don't know what he was saying, but he was really like pushing her again and again, and then he just went away, maybe because he saw somebody else. And there was a another car. There was a lady who was like a witness to all that, and she said that when she came, Fawziyah was crying, and the woman asked Fawziyah if she needed any help, or if she needed her to drop Fawziyah somewhere. And Fawziyah said that no, she is going to get a car. Like, I think she was about to order an Uber or something, and she is going to go to her mom's house. And right at that instant, like, his father, Kashif's father, car came and it stopped. And that's when the witness, she was telling that's when Fawziyah said that, oh no, it's his dad and he has come to pick me up. So the woman said that you don't need to go, You don't need to go with him, obviously. You can just tell me and I'll drop you wherever you want. I'll take you. And to that, Fawziyah said, no, I'm fine, I'll go. And she just went on to sit in the dad's car and she went with him. She told her mum about all of this. The mum got to know about all of this. And she told her that she needs to leave him now, definitely. And she also called a divorce lawyer. She called a divorce lawyer herself. She talked to her, she asked her about the divorce, and the divorce lawyer told her that we can just start with everything now. And she said, not now, I will tell you, and I will tell you when to. I'm out on a walk right now, so I will call you again and all that. So now the mom told her again that you need to leave him and come back home. Like, at least come out of that place, come out of that home and come home to us. What happened was that the boy's family actually arranged for a walima function. Walima is actually celebration of your marriage that is held by the groom side. So they held that walima. It was on 30th August 2021. It was way after the marriage, and she was already pregnant. Normally the walima is held, now if you know, for those who don't know, normally the walima is held the next day of the wedding, like the actual wedding ceremony or the reception, or it's held like a week, or normally people do that, but they just did the walima on August 2021, nearly like 7 months after wedding. Her mom said that because she was always caring for others, she didn't want to create a scene, so she told her mom that I will leave him after this wedding ceremony is done with, like after the walima is done with, I am going to surely leave him for good. And again, on the day of the walima, what I saw is that she is genuinely looking very happy. I don't know if it's for show or not, because the mom said that she was actually like pretending to be happy. And also over there, like on the day of the walima, the mom got to know that Fawziyah and Kashif are planning a visit to Edinburgh the next day. They're going on a mini moon, and they are going to Edinburgh. Also, her birthday was coming up soon, so they were going to celebrate her birthday and on a mini moon over there. The mother said that I told Fawziyah not to go to Edinburgh with him, but she was adamant. She really wanted to go. She said, Mom, don't worry, I have it in control. I know what I'm doing. So she did want to go to Edinburgh. Also, one of her friends, like Fawziyah's friend, she said that on the walima function, the mother, Fawziyah's mother, seemed very anxious. She seemed very stressed and worried. Fawziyah told her, like Fawziyah told the friend that they were going to Edinburgh, and that Kashif really wanted to go to Arthur's Seat, the hill, that's a very famous hill. He really wanted to go to Arthur's Seat. But Fawziyah was actually afraid of heights, and she looked straight into her friend's eyes and said, to be honest, I'm not too sure about it. The next, they went to Edinburgh and they were over there. They were having fun. Like they were enjoying themselves. Like we can see in the pictures, they were walking hand in hand. And but the day of the incident, the day before of the incident, the night before, at night, like around 9 or 8 p.m., a neighboring room, like a guest in the neighboring room, he was American, he heard them both fighting, like they were fighting very loudly, but they were not fighting in English, so he did not understand them, but he said that they were fighting very loudly at night. And the next day, they went to Arthur's Seat. That day, mother talked to Fawziyah and asked her that, have you had your lunch? And she said yes. We went to Wagamama, and then she said we're going for a walk. Now, what mother said is what I believe as well. She was pregnant. She was 17 weeks pregnant, and walk for pregnant women means like in the city an hour-long walk or 40 minutes or something like that. Nobody would have thought that they would go on a walk on Arthur's Seat. So there is like video footage, there are also pictures in where they're seeing going towards Arthur's Seat, and there is all the way there is a phone in the hand of Kashif. I think he's looking for directions or whatever he's doing. He had a phone in his hand, which apparently is not his phone, which is the phone of Fawziyah. So he had a phone in his hand, and then he is seen holding the phone all the way through. But right when they reached the bottom of Arthur's seat, that's when Fawziyah held the camera in her hand, and she can be seen taking a selfie, which cannot be seen very clearly from the CCTV, but this is the selfie that she took from the phone. Now after that, they went on top of Arthur's seat. Over there, they went there after, like, according to Kashif, they did take some time because obviously it's not an easy climb, especially if you're pregnant. I can assume that it's not a very easy climb. So they reached there. He said that they wanted to see the sunset, but they did get a little late. Like, sun was already like setting when they reached there. But there were a lot of people. Like, she made videos and she made pictures, and they made pictures together. They made selfies and all that, and it can be seen there were a lot of people over there as well. It is a very famous spot. People do go there quite often. They were over there for some time. To be very honest, I am not too sure about the timings. I am not too certain what time it was, but I think it was like about getting late, like getting dark, when a passerby heard screaming. First he heard the scream of a woman, and then he heard the scream of a man. And then he said that somebody came and somebody was like, help, help, he was screaming help. And then the man actually asked her what happened, and he told him that my wife fell down. He said she slipped and she fell down. Please call 999. I don't have my phone with me. My wife has the phone, so I don't have the phone with me. Please call 999. The man called 999, and you can hear the whole recording in the Channel 4 documentary, The Push. He told them that we were just coming down, like we were making our way down, and my foot slipped, and I bumped into Fawziyah, and her foot slipped, and she said, oh shit, my foot. And he tried to grab her arm, but he couldn't, and then he heard a thud, and that's when she fell down. So this is what he told them. Then there was another girl over there. The name was, I think, Dania. She was also a passerby. He asked her as well to help, like the wife fell, and she made her way to the wife. He couldn't go to Fawziyah because he said that he was slipping. He was wearing Converse, and he said that he was slipping. Now Dania said in the courtroom, she said it in the courtroom, that I also was wearing Converse, but I was easily able to go there. He was slipping. She said she had the same shoes, that why was he slipping and she was not slipping. Anyways, she went to the wife and she was unconscious, like, and he screamed from, like, he was talking to the emergency services, and they asked if she was breathing. So he called the woman downstairs, like down there, Dania. He called her out and asked her, is she breathing? Is she okay? Is she breathing? Is she fine? So instantly Fawziyah, like, woke up. To be very honest, she was bleeding, she had injuries, but she woke up, and she told the girl Dania, don't let him near me, he pushed me. Like, Dania, like, she asked her, like, who? And she said, my husband, don't let him near me, he pushed me. And that was like, that's the main thing. She actually told them herself. After some time, the emergency services came, and there was, like, police officer went there. I think it was a police officer, a woman who went there. I don't know her name, but she also said that when she went down, she asked her, she was conscious, like Fawziyah was conscious. So she asked her, what happened? What happened to you? And she said, clearly she said, he pushed me. And the officer asked, who pushed you? And she said, my husband, Cash pushed me, my husband pushed me, don't let him near me. And then she carried on saying, how could he do that? I really loved him, how could he do that to me? And then she asked the officer that, am I going to die? Is my baby going to die? And she was still, like, they were still waiting for the emergency services because it was really hard for them to get to that spot. But slowly she started to, like, she was really already, she was struggling to breathe. And then slowly, like around 10 p.m., she lost consciousness and she started stop breathing. That's when the officers started to do CPR. And but soon she was pronounced dead because nothing could be done to save her anymore. That's so sad. I mean, it breaks my heart. She was pregnant. She was pregnant, 17 weeks pregnant. How could somebody do that? Like, he was not even, like, he thought that he was like clear out of the woods. Like, nothing happened. But what happened was, like, Fawziyah actually told everybody, but they did not tell the husband. They did not tell Kashif that what did Fawziyah said. So now they took Kashif to the police station. Then they said that now you're charged with murder of Fawziyah. And that's when they found the phone in his pocket. Like, I mean, he told the lie that he did not have the phone because I think he knew that he was not going to the police station. Why would he go to the police station? Fawziyah is there, she's dead, there's nobody, no witness over here. It was already nearly dark when he pushed her, and he must have thought that nobody will even know, but he had a phone in his pocket. And when the police officer asked him, he said, yes, this is my wife's phone. And when the police officer asked Fawziyah, at the time when she was down with Fawziyah, she asked Fawziyah, where's your phone? And she said, Kashif has my phone, he took my phone. So he had her phone, and he said she has the phone. I mean, oh my god. And then in the police station, he was not like, right now is everything is going on, the investigation is going on, he's not like really charged. And he started asking the man about how are the prisons in Scotland, how do they treat the the prisoners in Scotland, do they get parole, and what is the longest like term you get for murder. Like, why would you ask that? If you have not done anything, you will start to try to explain that what happened. Okay, this what happened, this is what happened. Okay, I didn't do that, come on, you're saying I'm murdered, I'm not murderer. But he started asking about the jail, the condition of the jails. I mean, like, oh, whoa, seriously. Wow. Okay, now this is 2nd September. 2nd September is when all of this happened. 2nd September 2021. Now, okay, fine, you can say that he did not, like, he was in a shock, he forgot that he had the phone in his pocket, he was in a shock, he didn't know what was happening. But now what happened was, there is another like groundbreaking thing. Now what happened was that when they checked the call log, he called dad. Like, firstly, right after the push, like after Fawziyah fell down, first call went to dad from the phone, and that call went for 6 seconds, and then it was either dropped or he cut it off, and then he dialed a number. The first call went to dad, which was actually Fawziyah's dad, and then second call went to his dad. He called his dad, the call went for 1 minute, and then they hung the phone up. Like, he didn't call the emergency services, he called his dad. And I mean, that doesn't sit well with me. What the prosecution said was that it could be like assumed that at first he, because he was nervous, she fell down and he couldn't think of on his on the top of his head, he didn't know like what was happening, and he instantly called dad thinking that was his dad, because he just forgot that it was Fawziyah's phone. So he called dad thinking it was his dad, but then hung up as soon as he realized that it was not his dad. And then he called his dad and told him about whatever he did. We don't know the content of that call, like there was no record of that, but it was a 1 minute long call. Now, according to the dad, he called him, like Kashif called the dad, telling him that, oh, Fawziyah has fell down on all that. And the dad said, I was waiting for an update from Kashif. Okay. If, for example, if somebody calls you saying, oh, my wife fell down, oh, dad, my wife fell down, and he will be like, oh my god, what happened? I think the first thing will be to call the girl's parents. The parent will call the girl's parents, and the second thing will be like, after some time he will call the boy back, like Kashif back, saying, what happened, how is she? but he did not call back or anything. Like, they did not talk. He was like, I was waiting for an update, and he didn't even call back to see how Fawziyah was. She fell down, so how she was. Obviously, he must have told him that she fell down from the hill. Like, that didn't sit well with the judge and the whole jury, that he had the phone, he didn't call emergency services for his unborn child and Fawziyah, and then on top he called his dad to tell him, like notify him, but not emergency services. He obviously denies all of these charges. He said, I did not push her. I stumbled, and that's when she fell. I tried to hold her, but she fell down. The mom said that Fawziyah had a plan. She said right after coming from Edinburgh, she will come straight to her mom and she will not go back. She will celebrate her birthday. Her 32nd birthday was coming, and she said, I will celebrate my birthday with you guys, and I will not go back to Kashif's home. Imagine, they were waiting for her to come back, and she was gone forever, taken from them forever. The jury did find Kashif guilty of murdering Fawziyah, and the judge gave the sentence like telling him that you did not call emergency services. You had a phone and you did not call emergency services. You did nothing to save your unborn child and your wife. And that was a boy, by the way. She was going to have a boy. So that's what I've read, by the way. I'm not too sure, but that's what I've read, that she was going to have a boy. So unborn child, he did not do anything to save the unborn child and Fawziyah. And for that he got life imprisonment, and with a minimum of 20 years. Like, after 20 years he will be allowed to apply for a parole, depending that if he will be granted parole or not. But yeah, he has life imprisonment. Like, he'll spend all of his life. Like, the judge said, don't think that you are getting only 20 years. No, you're getting life imprisonment, but you are going to spend minimum 20 years, after which you can apply. You may be able to apply for parole, but otherwise you're in jail for all of your life. And get this, the boy's dad, he was saying on the documentary, he was saying that they were both loud, they both used to fight, and they were both like headstrong and all that. But like, she was our daughter, she was like our daughter, and everything. And then he said something which was like, I mean, honestly, he said, well, on engagement, Fawziyah asked Kashif to give her a ring, a diamond ring, and how much it cost me. Firstly, why did it cost you? Kashif should have bought it himself. But he said, how much it cost me? It cost me £6,300. And the police has still not given me back the ring. He's worried about the ring? I mean, the girl has lost his life. You've lost your grandchild, and you are worried that the police have not returned. Like, you're still waiting for a return, like your money back. Wow. Kashif Anwar was sentenced in April 2023. Finally, he was sentenced with life imprisonment, and like, you might say that justice prevailed, but to be very honest, for Fawziyah's parents, their life, they are also suffering with life imprisonment. Like, they're also sentenced with it, because they have to live without their daughter for the rest of their life. They have lost their only child. Their baby girl has gone. So they are the ones, actually, this is what Fawziyah's mom actually said in one of her things, that although the perpetrator has been sentenced to life imprisonment, but it is us who are actually sentenced with a life imprisonment, because our daughter is gone. So yes, this is like really, really sad. This is very, very sad, and I am genuinely I really cried a lot when I read about all of this, especially when I read that she was pregnant. She was pushed and she fell 50 feet. So, like, she was pregnant and she fell 50 feet from the top of Arthur's seat. How could you do that? He was your kid. Like, she was pregnant with your baby. How could you do that to her? I mean, like, I was heartbroken, to be very honest. If I talk about his parents, I would like to say that you were in the house, you saw everything, you knew that Kashif was abusive, he was abusing her, and didn't you tell him anything? Didn't the parents say anything that don't do this, like don't hurt her? She was, you said that the parents said that she was like their daughter, but they didn't, like they should have told Kashif to not do all of this stuff, be nice, listen, and all that. Like I think the, like he was still living with the, like the thinking, like of, I don't know what kind of thinking I would say, backward thinking that women are supposed to just obey, listen to you, and not say anything. They don't have a say in anything. This is not the case. I mean, I'm not just saying that it is like a Western concept. This is not a Western concept. Like, women are your equal. Even in Islam, women are your equal. You should listen to them, you could talk to them. And a marriage is a union between two people where you listen to each other, where you talk to each other. It's not about one being superior and or dominant and the other being your submissive, or you know, it's not the case like that. It should be, and it's an equal partnership, to be very honest. And and then I would also like to say that actually, I think, I mean, I don't want to be offensive or anything, but I think that Fawziyah didn't want to leave Kashif. She genuinely loved Kashif, and she might have that feeling that I will make it all work out, because it was like, when you listen to the mom, it's like every time she says, I'm coming back, and then she doesn't, like something happens and she says, I will come back after this, oh I will come back after this, oh after, I will come back to home after this, I'm leaving him for good, I will leave him for good. But she didn't, I think she didn't want to do it, that she wanted the relationship to work. She was trying the relationship to work. She was really putting in the effort. I really genuinely think that she did love Kashif and she wanted the marriage to work. But sadly for her, Kashif did not think like that. And I mean it's really heartbreaking. It really is very heartbreaking that how could somebody do that. You're mad at somebody, fine, talk, fight, but you just pushed her, like you took the life away. And to be honest, if Fawziyah didn't have the calls recorded, she didn't log the incident with the police, or she didn't tell, and at her last like dying breath, she told them that he pushed her, like last breath, and she told them that he pushed me. So if she didn't, I mean, that was actually the nail in the coffin. Like, she's saying that he pushed me, don't let him near me, was what actually got him convicted. My sympathies, my deepest sympathies, condolences with the family, Fawziyah's parents. I know this, like, they will, how will they forget it? They can't even forget it. It was their daughter, it was like their little Fawziyah. So obviously I'm like really sorry, and I'm really sorry for their loss. They will always be in my prayers, the parents, Fawziyah. With this, guys, I will wrap this video up. This was the look of the day, and I might not have been able to tell you all the products, but everything will be linked in the description box below. You can go and check them out. Every single one of them will be face, lips and eyes, everything will be under those. You can go and check them out. And with this, I will wrap this video up. If you want to check out the documentary about Fawziyah, I will link it below. It's from Channel 4, The Push. I will link it below in the description box below. So yeah, this is it for this video, guys. Do subscribe to my channel, do like the videos, and do leave your comments below that what are your thoughts about all of this case. Do let me know. And I will see you in the next video very soon. Till then, take care, stay safe, stay happy, and stay connected. Bye-bye. Love you.